You are now tuned in to Poppy Chulo Radio, your web portal for the best in pop culture news and interviews. The following is a Poppy Chulo Radio original program. The views and opinions expressed in the commentaries and/or interviews in the following program are solely those of the individuals and are not views of Poppy Chulo Radio, its parent, affiliate, or subsidiary companies.
Welcome to Summer Camp, a PoppyChuloRadio.com original series, Poppy Chulo Radio, pop culture on demand. I am your host and camp owner, Jeffrey Aruz. Tonight on Summer Camp, we're going to explore some of Hollywood's campiest, controversial, fan favorite, cult classic, and trendiest films. Please welcome my co-hosts, wellness coach, Osiris.
Hello, everyone.
And theater and drama specialist, A. Sade.
What you're trying to say is that you don't want me to love you. Say it. Say it.
I felt that.
Did you?
Yes.
I've been practicing. Okay, good.
No, that was good. You
Right.
practiced in the mirror?
No, I just sat here because she said it like with so much feeling, and by that point, I had really connected with her, and so I was like, you know what? I think that's mine.
Yes.
That's
No,
mine.
that was good. I was like I was watching a
Thank you.
movie.
Thank you.
Yes, you get your flowers.
I appreciate that.
I know you've been dying for a nickname.
I get a nickname? What's
Well,
my
no, not
nickname?
yet, but I'm saying I know you're dying for one.
Oh, I don't have one yet.
No, well, remember I did call you at one point our version of Elvira because you connected with her in a spiritual
Definitely
level.
sexy Elvira.
Yes.
But wait, you can't call me Norma,
Oh no, maybe not that. Could I?
but you can call me Madam.
Oh, if you're
Ooh.
nasty.
I'm here for that.
Oh, all right.
Mm,
Okay.
I connected with this lady though. It took a second because she's baddie. She is crazy as a coot,
Whoa.
but I like her.
All right. Well, we will be talking about all of that in just 1 second, but let's do the formal introduction. It's time to fire up the film projector so that we can discuss 1950s Sunset Boulevard. Here's the official synopsis of the film. A screenwriter develops a dangerous relationship with a faded film star, determined to make a triumphant return. Cue the sound effect.
Bum, 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 because we don't call it a comeback.
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's right.
No, we don't call it a comeback. Yes.
Oh, that should have been my opening line. Oh.
Well, you didn't practice in the mirror like Sade did.
I only have one note for this movie.
Well,
See,
I don't
got
know
a
what
few
that I
notes
don't
for
know what
this
that
one.
means because
I'm
you didn't have.
excited.
We only had one note in the last one. But anyhow, it's the big question. 1950s Sunset Boulevard. Have you ever seen or heard of it before? Sade?
I think I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I think I'd heard of it. I think, but not with any commitment to caring about it.
Okay. Osiris?
I've never seen it. However, I've heard of it, and that there's been lots of movie and television show references to this movie, especially the pool scene opening and the story coming back. Like I saw that in The Simpsons. I think Lisa Simpson did something similar.
That might be it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of movies and television shows that referenced this movie. Have I watched this movie myself? That's a big negative.
Yeah, I've never seen this movie before. I've heard of it, and I know the references. This film, much like Star Wars, it has a famous line that is consistently misquoted, because I've misquoted it. The misquote is, "I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille," and that is not the way that it's said in this movie at all. It is All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. Which I mean, no, it's nothing. It's semantics, but it is a
But still,
misquote, and it
yeah.
is often misquoted, much like Luke, I am your father. That's not what Darth Vader says in the film. I
What do
don't.
you say?
I don't remember because I haven't seen Star
Mm.
Wars the original one in such a long time. But I know it's. I feel like it's. I am. I don't remember. No, I don't even want to misquote the misquote. The actual quote,
Hmm.
I should say. But yeah, the misquote of Star
Yeah.
Wars is wrong, and the misquote for this is wrong as
Wrong.
well.
And I definitely do remember a lot of people saying the misquote more than the actual line.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it does sound better. I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille. But I mean, it's not the right one. It's all right, Mr. DeMille. I'm ready for my
Ready
close
for
up.
my
When she
close
said
up.
it though, like I was watching the movie and I was like ready for the quote, and I was like, oh shit, we've been saying it wrong. And
This
by
is
we, I
wrong.
mean society. Yeah, because it's iconic. I mean, that one and yeah, what was the other one? Oh god, and it's so good. It's
The
hold up.
Star one.
It's close. Yeah, I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
Mm.
Mm.
No, the one I was thinking about is the one she's like, "Stars don't get left. That's what makes one a star."
Oh yeah, that one was
I
good
like that
too.
one.
There were a lot of good quotes in this movie.
I type quotes.
Yes.
Quotes.
It
That's
was
what he's
good. It was
giving.
good. All right, so this film is iconic. It really is. It lives up to the hype. It has turned into a Broadway musical. I mean, there have been many adaptations of this. It has permeated its way into pop culture, from the DeMille quote to, as what Osiris said, the pool shot. I mean, there are so many things that are iconic for this film. The film, I'll just say it now since we're talking about the iconic nature of the film. It was nominated for 11 Academy Awards, including nominations in all four acting categories. It won three. It is often ranked among the greatest movies ever made. It was also deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the U.S. Library of Congress in the year 1989. Sunset Boulevard was included in the first group of films selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. So this is an iconic motion picture. I mean, it just is. I mean, it starts off in an incredible way with a dead body floating in a pool. It is film noir, so we have narration and we find out how the body got in the pool. Let's talk about, I guess let's start off with our main character, Joe Gillis, played by William Holden. I will say this as sort of point of personal privilege. I know William Holden because he was on I Love Lucy. He was famously in the Brown Derby episode where Lucy runs into someone famous at the Brown Derby and then she infamously wears the clay on her nose to disguise herself and then it lights on fire.
Mm-mm.
So shout out to William Holden. You don't know it because you don't know anything before like 1970s, but it's
I
fine.
used to watch a lot of I Love Lucy, but I was definitely like 8 watching it.
Oh my
Like I
gosh.
liked all the old shows. I loved all of those because
Shout out
those
to
were the
Nick
ones
at
that came on the
Night.
free TV. Yeah, Nick at Night, and also like the late night channels. Like I have seen every episode.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good
where I fell in love with
times.
I Love Lucy as well. But then I ended up
Yeah,
buying the
like I've
DVDs and
seen
just
all those
rewatching the fuck
things.
out of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, I used to watch things like
Remembering the
Three's
episodes, yeah, that's
Company
gonna be
and all of those kinds of
Well, that's
shows. I
one of the
liked all of
iconic
those.
ones. I mean, it isn't like I'm
Hmm.
talking about the bonus bucks episode, which both of you are probably looking at me like, what the fuck are the bonus bucks? The one that I'm
Mm.
describing, if you're an I Love Lucy fan, for the listeners, that you know exactly which episode I'm talking about. But that's how I know William Holden. So William Holden plays Joe Gillis. What do we think of Joe?
So he's a jerk. He's opportunistic,
very.
and I didn't love him.
Although, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. If you
Hmm.
were given the same
Oh, I'm
situation,
down. I'm with it. I
come
didn't say
on,
anything. Yeah, I'm down. I'm with it. But the
Uh,
dressing
way
you
he
down to the
played the
nines,
game.
boundaries.
But the thing is,
I would
like
want to
the
lock on my
way
door
he
though.
played with, he was playing with the young lady and everything. Like it's just the way he went about certain things, and he also was laughing in that woman's face a little bit more than I liked because obviously she was crazy, and he was just like literally just playing in her face. Like, yeah, you could take the opportunity. Ain't nothing wrong with little shit. Like she was a really good sugar mama, crazy, but a really good sugar mama. But he was just kind of like
Would we
Like, don't
say
play at
he's
her face.
smarmy-ish?
Yeah, just without being clammy.
Oh, without
Yeah.
clamminess, yeah.
He
He's
definitely
clean
has
cut
no idea how
smarm.
to. Uh,
He's the scary kind.
Oh.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Hmm.
Because I was gonna say like he could have made some kind of boundaries with
And
Norma.
he did not want to. He was
He
enjoying
didn't
it.
even attempt. The word
Mm-mm.
boundary just did not exist.
He
At
tried.
all.
No, 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 no. Y'all are lying. And I'm not here. I don't really want to defend Joseph C. Gillis, but I'll defend him for about half a second. In the beginning, he said he did not want to live there. He wanted to go back home. And then she
And then
was
he
like,
kept
no,
on
stay
doing
the
it.
night because your car has the flat tire and we'll fix that and da da da. So he stayed the night. Then all of a sudden, her valet, her butler, who we find out later on in the movie was her first husband and her first ever director and the person that discovered her for the silent film era. But we end up finding out that she had sent him to go collect all his stuff and that she paid off his rent that was past due. Like, he tried to set up the boundaries, but at some point he was like, fuck it. Even like
I'll
I
take
would be
everything
questioning
she's
it. I
offering.
would be like, I need a lock on my door
I mean,
at the bare minimum.
Because she gonna come get it.
everything at the beginning, I wouldn't call that. Well, I mean, I guess I can. They're bored. They're not full boundaries. He wasn't assertive enough. But I'm
Well,
saying
she's a
like
rich
whenever
old
she
white
was like
lady and she didn't
flirting with
care about the
him,
boundaries.
when
And
she
I'm
was
saying
flirting with
old, but
him, that's
allegedly
when
she
he
was
should have.
50.
Well, but even still, the moment she started flirting with him and tried to turn the tide, that's when he should have put up the boundaries. But he waited.
He waited and kept enjoying and seeing where it was going. And like when they were at that daggone party for two, he knew what it
Oh, the New
was.
Oh, the New
Year's.
Year's
Yeah,
Eve. No, well, he didn't
yeah. When they were
know.
he
He
by the middle
found
of that
out.
party, he found out and he was still like, all right, well, let's rock with this.
Yeah. Too much, too much. All right, so we talked about Joe. Let's talk about the great Norma Desmond, played by Gloria Swanson, who,
Okay.
in essence, was just living her life. This is in real life. Gloria was just living her life in, I believe, New York. And then they called her up for this. And, she ended up getting the part. And she thought this was going to be like her comeback, to be quite honest, even though Norma Desmond didn't like the word. But unfortunately, it did not really lead to as big of a comeback as she would have liked. But she played the
Oh,
fuck
so
out of
she was real
this.
like Norma.
Sort of. I mean, she was. I mean, those were her pictures that they used in there. I mean, she was a woman that achieved success in the silent film era. So let's talk about her, Norma Desmond. What did we think of her? Period.
She had some intense facial expressions.
There's a lot to think about her because
Yeah.
are we talking about her previous acting career, her as a crazy old lady, her as a sugar mama? Like she's a very multidimensional character, honestly. Um, I started off not. I started off like being mildly amused by her because she's amusing. Starting out, I was like, is she crazy or is she just mean? But then I was paying attention to her little cigarette. I used to make when I was having my weed company. I used to make those little cigarette holders that didn't look like a cigarette. It actually looked like a blunt, but it was the 50s. And so I'm gonna let it slide because maybe it was actually just a hand roll cigarette. But I was like, what's going on? And then I just kind of got drawn into her because why are we burying this monkey like this? She is crazy. Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's crazy, crazy. And then she's writing these things, and I'm just like, what is going on with this lady? And so I'll be honest. I was like, this is gonna be a long 2 hours. I was not intrigued in the beginning. That's in my notes. This is gonna be a long 2 hours. I was not so in the beginning. But the more I watched her, I was like, oh, she's losing it. She's losing it. She's losing it. But she got some pretty playing cards. She's elegant, but it looks dated. Like you could start seeing the signs, like even like with the pool and the tennis court and things like that. Like you saw that creeping in more and more, and that was just kind of a sign of the crazy that was ahead of us. But at some point, I typed in Norma's cool, Max is a writer, and Joe's an asshole. Those are my notes. those are the three things that I came to the conclusion of somewhere in the middle, because that's really what I started to gather of her. And then it's just like she's an old lady. She's lonely. Her monkey child done died. Her career, they not even
Our
calling her
monkey
back no more.
child.
I mean, because that's what it was given. It was her monkey baby. It's
Yeah,
like
her little
they not
chimp.
calling her back. Like she just trying to figure out what she's supposed to do. And this fine man that showed up at her house. She said, "I got $1 million and I got some property and I got some this, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna dance like Charlie Chaplin for you. What you want? We out here. Let's have fun. And if I'm gonna be old and rich and crazy and washed up, I'd probably give my money to some old, some nice young whippersnapper too.
And you
And so
would
I
dance
just
the
started.
Charlie
Why not? No,
Chaplin
I'm
for
not doing
him.
the Charlie Chaplin thing. But
But
when
you might do
when
like,
she was
you might do like a
dancing,
twerk.
oh, no, I'm not going to do a twerk because I don't do that now, and I don't fancy my knees getting better in the next 20
Oh,
years.
no, not
So
the knees.
I think
Maybe
we're beyond that
you'll do like a
point.
little electric slide for him.
Let me tell you, I'm not going to do the electric slide either, but I might put on one of like a naughty like maid costume, because you know the rich people like pretending that they to help
Yes,
a
and
little
then you
bit.
put on Fat,
So
Juicy,
I
and
might,
Wet.
yeah, and then like wave the duster around.
Yes,
Like I might get one of those.
I could
If
see
I
you
was
waving the
rich and all of
duster.
that, I would have, and then accidentally drop things, because you ain't got to bend over real fast if you
No,
just
because
drop
you do
things
the
just
arch bend, right?
slowly. Exactly. And my arch ain't never gonna fail. I don't care how old I get.
Mm-mm.
So know that. And
Especially
so
me.
yeah, I could see, right. And so
Yeah.
I could see that, and I really resonated with her to the point. I was like, you know what? If she's accomplished some success,
Uh-huh.
and they're not calling her, and she
No,
can't believe it,
she
but
can't
she
believe
has
it.
all the material things, but she's lonely.
Yeah.
And I did not love her suicide attempts, trigger
No.
warning. I did not love her being a simp for him, because there's a point where
Oh.
you know you the one with the money. And so if he want to go, let him go. If he gonna be cheating in your face with this little young thing, let him go.
Yeah.
Go spend your money on somebody else.
But I
I did
think her
not love
problem
that.
is because you have to remember this is 1950. This takes place like at the end of the 40s, right?
Hmm.
So you have to remember there are no apps. It's not like she could just go on Tinder and find another one. She seems very isolated in the house. It seems like she really
Yeah, she got
doesn't
to go
go
outside.
out.
She got to go get the groceries. She got to get into the big car with the car phone and go do something.
Yes, with the car phone.
Hmm.
Because she
At
has
least
to
once.
she has to do that if she wants to find someone new. And so I think she was worried about not being able to find someone new. And so that's why she was
She didn't even try though.
she didn't try. You were right about that.
And also,
Because, I mean, let's be
why
real.
she didn't give it to Max? Max was waiting. Max was writing letters to make her feel
Well, no,
good.
because Max had it already. He was the first husband.
The ex-husband. So
No,
I missed that. Why did he end up being the maid?
Because he wanted to protect her. He said it. He was
He
like,
couldn't.
I will, it seems humiliating to, now be her butler, but, I really wanted
I could keep
her.
an eye on her.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on her and have her be protected. So he is a ride or die, like you said. He's the down
Yeah,
ass
he's the
chick.
ride or die. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Lame.
Oh God. But
Because
anyway,
my hand is up in the L form, but I ain't want to yell it out because
but let me say this. Let me say
I'm
this.
with you.
As kooky as Norma was, she was a beautiful woman.
Yes, she was. Old
Even though
and
she was
young.
serving the weird faces, but she's from the silent movie era. So she, you had to, when it was a silent movie, no one was listening to you talk because it's a
Yeah, so
silent
you got to
movie.
be animated.
So you
gotta
had to
make
be
facial
animated. So she's
expressions.
still animated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was really cool. When I said she had some intense facial expressions, like you could see the anger, the disgust,
All the feelings, the hurt,
yeah,
the everything.
sad, yeah, the betrayal. Like you knew
What she felt.
Yeah. Like it was unmistakably intense. Like,
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really good.
She had no poker face at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. Osiris, we heard Sade wax poetically about the monkey baby. Were you shocked when the monkey hand fell out the bed?
I'm not gonna lie, it did spring a bunch of questions. But when they showed the poor little monkey baby's face, I was like, this, where are we going with this?
Now, what if the
Where are
monkey
we going
baby
with this?
committed suicide because he was like, I'm sick of this woman?
He was probably old.
He was
He
like,
looked like an old monkey.
I'm done with this
Probably old.
woman.
It was like Bubbles, the original. Like, why
Bubbles
is he
OG.
still here?
He was probably old.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looked old. It looked like an old monkey
Like he just spent his years.
being her baby.
Then yeah.
It was a low key sad movie.
No, it really is if you think about it. I mean, this is a woman who's clearly depressed. Her mind is unraveling. She's craving the spotlight. And I mean, nobody wants to give it to her. And I mean,
She
let's just be
already had
honest.
it,
She's a
though.
horrible writer.
Well, that's because she's an actress.
Well, she's an actress, yes. No,
You're
there's
not
some
supposed to
actors
be out
that
here writing.
write.
Yeah, but that's not her ministry.
No, that is not
like,
her
just
ministry.
be pretty, and if they would have paid her some attention and gave her an old lady role that she could have went ahead and slayed, then she wouldn't have had to be writing. She was
But it was
just
the
trying to get it
40s.
out there.
There weren't as many old lady roles.
Well, they could have written one.
They could
Instead, they're
have.
going to try her face and call her, asking her for her vehicle. What?
Which, I mean, no. Let's be honest, though. I mean, that's probably a good little check right there.
Yeah.
Yes, but they knew what she was waiting for.
Yeah, they knew what she was waiting
Yeah,
for.
they could have been a little bit upfront about that.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
they're just
think,
calling it-
if I'm being fully honest, I don't think they ever really got the chance to be upfront. I think they were calling, and because she was waiting specifically for Cecil B. DeMille, they would just hang up. She was playing hard to get. And also, let me
Yeah,
just
so
say
when
this.
you know this
Shout out to
happening,
Cecil
don't
B. DeMille.
call.
No, that's true. Shout out to Cecil B. DeMille because he is like a legitimate director from that time, and he played himself in this movie. This movie was very meta. It took place on the Paramount Pictures lot. This was released by Paramount Pictures. Cecil B. DeMille played himself, which is iconic because he's an iconic director. We had the great Hedda Hopper in this as herself.
Who was Hedda Hopper?
Hedda Hopper was the woman on the phone at the end in Norma Desmond's room. She was like talking on the phone with someone. She was like, "Norma's here. She's looking. She's
Oh yeah, okay.
In that era, she was basically the Wendy Williams of that era. She was a gossip columnist.
Got it. Gotcha.
Yeah, she knew everything about everybody and what everybody was doing
Got it.
and who they were doing. She would bury secrets
I
for
know
some
who you're
people, and she would
talking
expose
about.
other people.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she was giving Wendy Williams. I know who you're talking about. When you say
Yes.
that. Okay.
So they had two huge names at the time playing themselves. Also, I mean, they had people from the silent film era. I mean, once again, a very meta. Buster Keaton was one of the bridge players. Another woman, her name is Anna Nilsson, H.B. Warner. They were also from the silent film era. So there was a lot of meta-ness in this. And at the end of the day, this was almost like a love letter to the silent film era and how once the talkies started, as they were called, when they started up, how they really tossed aside the silent film era leading men and divas. And
Did they really call them the talkies?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. During the time. I mean, now you don't.
Sound.
Yeah, because they were talking.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not up on the film noir,
Yeah.
technical terms.
I'm just saying.
Talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
talkies.
like one of her rants when she mentioned Technicolor, I thought that was a really good rant piece.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, it
she
sounded
was like,
very real.
I
Like
got that
what
quote.
what a
Yeah.
film starlet from the silent film era would say, Technicolor, please.
Yeah.
Us in black and white, we had to express everything. Like, where are the actors? I mean, it made sense that she would feel very snobbish about the new way of making films,
technology.
right?
The end of us all.
All right, Norma Desmond.
I mean, Norma did say it. She was...
It's gonna ruin everything.
I mean, now we got AI and CGI,
Chat GPT.
Yeah, we got computers writing movies and
books,
putting
and
in-
you can
and-
put them on
yeah.
Amazon.
We
You
got our
can-
girl Megan 2.0.
Lord have mercy. It's all stressful. It's all so stressful.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, so we talked about Norma Desmond. Let's talk about Betty Schaefer. Nice woman, living her best life. She wants to be a writer. Right now they have her as a reader at the studio, but she wants to be a writer.
Right.
Cute girl.
Baby steps.
Cute girl. She's in love with our friend Artie Green. Engaged to be married. But then Joe's ass pops into her life.
I wish that plot element was not there for this movie.
Okay.
I agree.
She was definitely fun. She was definitely cute.
Serving face. I mean, let's just be honest.
She livened up the movie.
Yes, because she was fun.
Not saying Norma was a drag.
Well,
but
Norma was fun in a different way. She was fun in a normal human way.
Yeah, like
Norma was fun in like a kooky way.
Like Miss Schaefer should have never had the love interest with Joe. Like that was just
the pure misfortune.
No, that was wrong. Yes.
It felt I wouldn't even wrong. I would say
no, it was wrong because number one, she's engaged, and number two, Artie seemed to have been a good friend of Joe's. So it's like, really, you're going to take your good friend's girl?
Yeah,
like the bro code.
It felt very misplaced. It was just like, did that need to happen? Like,
it felt like an added element that they just needed to. It just needed to be the chaos. It needed to be the conflict. They needed a conflict, and so they threw her in there to eat that. But I didn't love her for it.
Yeah, they should have picked someone else. Like I feel like, yeah, they could have alluded to it. I would have been okay with it because, to add to Norma's suspicions and her insecurities, oh, is it, even if she did find out, that they were moonlighting, writing a script, if they would have alluded to there being a romance, I would have been okay with it. And it not happen, or it was just a delusion that Norma had, I would have been okay with that. But having it actually happen, like, I don't want to go to Arizona. Like, why? Like,
you're gonna get married for $2.
Like,
that's
go.
cheap.
Like one of the things I liked about Joe as a character is he was like, yeah, like, you're about to get married, like go, like we can finish this up. And she was just like, no, like, you happened. I'm like,
yeah, I agree. I sort of agree with what you're saying. I think for me, it would have been better had the romance been one-sided, where Joe was interested in her, but she was like, no, well, she's not a married woman yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I am engaged to your friend, like, and she keeps turning him down. I think that would have been a little bit better. I didn't like that she fell in love with him. I do agree with you. I feel like that was one plot a little too much, or one step a little too far. But I did like their chemistry. I like their banter. I like them working together. I just didn't like that she fell in love with him. I didn't mind that Norma was jealous, though. And they could have achieved the same thing as you're saying, Osiris, if Joe had fallen in love with Betty, but Betty did not fall in love with Joe, but Joe was smitten with Betty. Like, they still could have played with Norma's insecurities. We still would have gotten the telephone call where she's like, well, I've got to tell you some stuff about Joe. I was like, what, girl? What are you trying to do? You better be glad they can't star 69 your ass.
Yeah, and because and that's the reason why I say, like, if it was alluded to, like if they would have they could have still kept it, professional the whole way through, but there was just that illusion of, like I said, Norma is like, oh my God, you're sneaking off with her again, and we get that vibe, but as viewers, as the audience, we know that it's not happening. Or like I could probably go with the one-sided in Joe's favor, even if it's not like full on like, I love you, don't go with Artie, but like you could tell through his actions, through his words, that he does have feelings for her. He may not say it, but like it was just too blatant. It was too obvious. It was very, very clunky. Like that, like, because they had really good banter, they had really good chemistry. I don't think that chemistry should have been used on a full-on love affair. love interest kind of situation. It could have been alluded to. It could have been, just in the back scene. It was just too upfront. Like I mean,
I
with
agree.
Norma, like with Norma having her own issues, mentally, socially, that would have been enough for whatever was going on between them, in my opinion.
Let me just say this really quick, since we're
Yeah.
talking about Nancy Olson, who played Betty. Let me just say she ended up like this chemistry that she developed with William Holden, who played our good friend Joe. She ended up starring in a total of 4 films with him. So clearly, the chemistry that they developed here, someone recognized it because they were in a couple of movies together. I don't know if they were love interests or any of that, or if they had scenes together, but it's interesting that she ended up popping up in other films with William Holden.
And that's monumental, to be able to, you know, have multiple movies with someone and, have a good rapport, have a
That
good
chemistry.
Yes. Like I have chemistry with Sade. That's why she keeps on coming back to summer camp.
Just keep on coming back. You can't keep me away.
Right. All right. Speaking of
Mhm.
chemistry, let's talk about Max. So Max the butler, aka Max von Mayerling, aka the man that discovered Norma Desmond, aka her very first director, aka her very first husband. What did
Mhm.
we think of Max? Because there were so many layers to Max that slowly revealed themselves as the movie progressed. Like I just gave his full bio, but we did not know his full bio at the start of the movie. We just thought he was, okay, he's the butler. He does the stuff. He opens the doors. He brings the things. But there were so many layers to Max. It really was like peeling an onion with Max as the movie progressed. What did we think of Max as a character? I know that Sade has already named him basically the down-ass chick, ride or die.
Love him.
And I mean, it's factually accurate, but Osiris, you kick us off. What did you think of Max?
I think he killed the monkey.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
I
Jesus.
mean,
Chimp,
he
what is
has
it?
so many levels.
Monkicide? Chimpicide?
He has so many levels. Like anything's possible with Max. Like,
I agree though. Because
like,
I don't not that he kills a monkey.
yeah. Like I'm not.
But
I'm
there's
just saying.
a
Like,
lot to him. Like
yeah.
you never really know because he wasn't passing messages. Like he would do anything to protect her, and that was obvious. Even if it like was frowned upon, or even if it was not what he should do. None of that mattered. He wasn't going to go against her. He wasn't going to, and it hurt him to his core at the end when she was getting locked up and he had to like basically kind of trick her into all the things. He cared. He
Well, because
cared.
he
Like
knew that she had, I mean, listen.
broken.
Well, no. I was saying he knew that she had taken it one step too far. I mean, she could have done all of her other stuff, right? Her delusions of grandeur, her spendthriftiness. She could have found another sugar baby to house. I mean, she could have done all the other things, but I mean, murder, like, there is like a step too far.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But he was there for her. I mean, I think he was rocking until the wheels fall off. And he literally waited until that very last wheel fell off before he was like, you know what? It pains me, but enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like of all the characters that I've ever seen, especially, I'll say he's what, tertiary.
Yes, he's a tertiary character. If that's the word.
Like, yeah, like he's not up front. He's not so far in the background that he's unforgettable. But like each scene that you see him in, you almost get like it's literally every single time he pops up on the screen in a different scene, you get another layer of him. You find out new information that he knows, or he has, or things that that he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever Joe woke up, like the very night he passes out, he wakes up to all of his stuff in that room in the garage. Like,
That's the frowned upon part.
Like,
He gonna do what she want.
but like, old dude grabbed all of that stuff over the course of the night.
He be
Like,
writing the letters in the middle of the night too. Max don't sleep.
Hell, let's be for real. If you think he killed the chimp, he might have screwed some holes in the roof
What?
of that apartment over the garage. Because remember, it started leaking during the rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
He was working double time and triple time too. Max
he fixed up the
on it
car,
all.
the old car. Like when Joe got there, the car was on rocks.
It was a dusty old. We can't use this situation.
And then
Yes, it's
once
dusty old, we
Joe's
can't use
car
it.
got taken,
Mm-hmm.
magically he got it. It all got put together.
Max say whatever she wants, she got. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. He was not playing by his woman. There's a now common theme over my past few weeks. These cucks, because how you sitting here watching her fall in love with this other man, and you just like listen.
Well,
I'll lie for you,
technically,
die for you, kill for you, steal for you, but
is he a
come
cuck
on.
if he's not in a relationship with her?
But who knows what he thought in his own madness?
Oh, okay, there you go. Can I just
Yeah,
say
Because
that
he's
old
sitting there doing all
car,
the things.
that 1920s car was gorgeous.
Was lit. It was lit. It was gorgeous.
Mhm.
It was lit with a
With
leopard
a
print.
scarf on. That's when I knew.
Well, shout out to PETA because I'm
going
going to assume that was actually really leopard. So
Yeah,
sorry,
I-
PETA.
Yeah, because they didn't say
I was
leopard
slightly
print. They
against
said
that.
leopard skin.
Yeah, that was the 1920s. I mean, it was done differently during that time, PETA. But it was,
all right.
it was still
You ain't got to
banging.
apologize to
I
them.
was definitely.
I
against
loved it.
It was
Mhm.
gorgeous. And let's just also
Mine
be
was a leopard print.
serious. Ms. Norma Desmond was serving fashions
Whole time.
all the time. The furs, the coats.
Whole time. And got him laid too.
Yes,
time.
and also all of the hats with the veils
Mm-hmm. She was giving it fully.
fully. And then when
Fully.
she went to sugar baby him in the fancy shop, and then the man was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, you're a sugar baby.
You
Might as well get the
get
fancy
that
shit."
Vicuna. And I was like, I don't even know what that material feels like.
I don't know what that is either,
I've
but
never
I'm
even
assuming
heard
it's
of that.
another thing PETA would be pissed about. But
It
you know,
might be.
it's the 19, it's
It might be
1950,
zebra.
so I don't know.
Also, I don't care what Peter.
It's an
got to
upgrade
say.
from
Peter gonna pay
camel.
these taxes. Wear that too. I don't care.
Wear it all.
Wear it all. Wear what you want to wear.
Yes.
If they don't want people to wear the animals, they don't have to wear the animals. That don't have nothing to do with them.
No,
And
well,
I don't
they
wear
didn't
fur.
exist in the 1950s, so
Well,
yeah.
they can mind their business.
They
Watch
can
the
mind their
movie and be
business.
happy.
Right.
She was out here serving the fashions.
Right.
She can't be worried about those things.
And he
She
was
has bigger fish to fry.
and he was
She's
taking
crazy.
all the fashions.
And he told Schaefer that too. He was like, I put my stuff, my 18 suits, my this.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really, I
My
said,
custom made
"Ooh,
shoes.
My custom made.
All right.
I guess you did get the Vicuna, sir.
He wore it.
He leaned into it. Yeah, he leaned into it.
Yeah. It was a lot. Can I tell you that's like a dream. Your own like fashion montage in real life. Just going to the
I'm here
stores.
for it. I
I'm
wish.
here for it. We should do it.
Like,
Sade,
sign me
let's
up.
do it.
You paying?
No, we got to find that person.
Oh,
Wait, don't some places do like a
Shut up.
$500 like shopping spree type deal?
What?
How many dollars shopping spree?
How do we sign up for
250,
that?
500?
Like a sweepstakes?
Yeah.
Are you talking about from something from
Old Navy
1997?
did something like that.
No, that's not what we're
That
talking
was-
about Vicuna.
That's from 1990s.
We trying to put on the Vicuna.
Well, no, I
Where-
don't think the Vicuna exists anymore, but it's,
What am I supposed to do with the Old Navy? He's trying to send me to Forever 21.
He wants-
I am thick. I can't fit that stuff no way.
Sade, he wants you to go to Claire's.
And what am I going to do there besides get another hole in my ear? I am too thick. I need custom made attires. Listen, I need to be bespoke. I cannot do anything with a $200. I need a better sugar mama or a daddy or somebody.
And clearly
I need
it's not gonna be
somebody with some
Osiris.
sugar. No, that's okay. That's all
No,
right. I feel like he got the fashions though. So I'm just gonna bring him along
that
so
might be
he can see the
debatable.
Get you a
stiffness moving.
$300 sweepstakes at
This-
TJ Maxx.
And what am I going to do there? But I will take one to Ross because they have home goods in
You know
there, and I
what,
like
Ross?
their
I would. Oh
candles.
man,
Oh, not
Give
the
me three hundred
candles.
I
dollars at
will.
the Ross, and I'm gonna do damage.
Ross hates to see me come.
I love a Ross. I loves me a Ross,
No, but
but
TJ
I like
Maxx
to
is
look at
Ross
Vicuna.
adjacent.
No, but like it's something about like the Marshalls, the TJ Maxx, and the Ross. They're all like just different enough that I still very much prefer Ross. It's janky, but
Yeah,
like something about the TJ Maxx and the Marshalls,
and the Home
like the way they
Goods.
organize their stuff. Home Goods don't have the clothes in there, so I
No,
need all of it in one place. But TJ Maxx and
Organized?
Marshalls,
Did you say organized?
it's
There,
like the TJ Maxx and
there
Marshalls. I
is.
don't.
There's no
It the
such thing as
no,
organization
but
at
there is
TJ
some. There
Maxx.
are some
I don't
Marshalls
like it
Home Goods
though.
combo
There is
stores.
no organization at TJ. I like.
I don't
My first
like
time going
it.
to a TJ Maxx, I was like,
What is this?
nobody
It's
works here because it
Ross-ish,
is
but it's
messy.
not Ross. Like I prefer Ross strongly over TJ Maxx or Marshalls. Like I go in a, I know what to do in a Ross.
I
I
can't
know what
get
to
lost
do
in
in
I
there.
can't get lost at Ross.
Nope. I'm gonna know just find me. Let me see. Vicuna. Vicuna
Yeah.
is they still make it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, it's exceedingly rare and
Okay,
incredibly
so it
soft.
might
It's a
not be
cashmere.
animal. Oh, it's a
No, it's a
cashmere.
cashmere.
All right, all right. So it's
Hmm.
not like an animal. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
so
7 microns finer than the best cashmere. I don't
oh,
know what a micron is, but one
We
strand of
better find
vicuna
out.
wool measures approximately 12 microns, which is 12 thousandths of a millimeter. So just like how the thread count on some
Oh, we love a thread
sheets
count. Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, it's that same kind of
Oh, so
concept.
it's really
So
soft.
it's extremely soft. It is, as a matter of fact, it is the most luxurious fabric in the world.
All right.
Vicuna wool is widely regarded as the most expensive fabric in the world, priced at up to $3,000 per yard.
Oh,
And this rare material comes from the vicuna, a camelid native to the Andes Mountains of Peru.
oh, it's in the camel family.
Yeah, that's where that kind of wool
but
comes
it's the
from.
fur. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
wool, so you can shave it and keep the animal alive. Bite
Yes.
that, Peter.
Take that, PETA. Yeah. PETA, if you would like to contact Sade, it's Sade@Sade.com.
Tell them, unless they're gonna send my taxes early, don't contact me. I have
Okay,
nothing
all
for
right.
them. I'm
Okay,
passing out cussings and good vibes.
all
That's
right,
all I
sounds
have.
good.
I have nothing else for them.
All right, so we like the Vicuna, we like the car, we love the phone in the car.
It was gold.
just not the leather print, leopard print in the
No, I'm here
car.
for the leopard too.
Well,
I'm
time
here for that.
period appropriate.
We better call exhibit.
I'm here for the leopard print because it went well with the gold phone that I was very confused about. Like, who are they calling? And it called directly to the seat right in front of
Yeah.
her with
So
no
she doesn't.
partition.
So because well, hello with Sade. She is in a convertible, so she does not have to yell.
She said, and I know that's right because we won't be raising our voice. And she called directly in front of her, directly, and
It's like an
barely even let that
intercom.
man speak. It's an intercom to right in front of you.
Yeah.
I was like, who are they calling? Where is the cell phone? Like when if they first said the car phone, I very much felt like computer love. Like how did y'all know? Like were you speaking about that? But then she just called right in front of her, and
Yeah,
I
she
was
did.
like, well, you know,
Can we also
I'm
give a
here for
shout out
that.
to the drugstores? Can I just say, I wish I could go into a CVS and get a sundae or a milkshake.
A Sunday, a milkshake, some cigarettes, a little bit of cocaine because that's what was in the Coca Cola.
Oh no.
Everything in the drugstore.
I mean, they had it all.
Yeah, they really did.
I mean, like that's also where he was able to like
Her fancy
network for
a
work.
network, yeah. I was about to say her fancy tobacco, but yeah, network as well.
The weed.
Yeah, the fancy weed tobacco.
Mhm.
Abdullah.
The Abdullahs.
Let me see the Turkish.
Turkish. Yeah.
Say okay. Hashish also.
No, who?
Hashish.
No, it was
Weeds.
Abdullah.
Yeah, but in Turkey is where you can get the hashish.
No,
I don't know
okay.
the brands of hashish. Could
Well,
be
no, I don't
Abdullah.
either. Yeah, it could be Abdullah, it could not. It could be Paula
Yeah.
Abdullah.
Could be
Well,
anything.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we talked about Joe, we talked about Norma, we talked about Max, we talked about Betty. Quick shout out to Sheldrake, the initial producer that we met, who was a little smarmy-ish.
I don't remember.
He
the
was
the one that turned him down.
the one that turned him down and didn't want to let him borrow the $300. And also
Oh,
his
yeah.
agent, which was very offended that he was pissed that he would let him borrow the $300. And when he was
Yeah.
like, you
He
can find
said,
another
"I
agent,
bought
I
a
would have been like,
farm."
you know what? There are plenty of you
I
here
think
in
I will.
Hollywood.
What old boy told him I took out some money so somebody could buy a mortgage on the farm, and you
Yes.
shouldn't be lending nobody money.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I really and truly think he was just there so that we could meet Betty.
Oh, absolutely. And
That's
that
what
was the whole plot. And the whole plot of the repo men was so that he can get to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just give a shout out how quick that tire popped?
I mean, those tires were weak, and he was Tokyo drifting them corners.
Well, I mean, he was trying to get away from the repo men.
I mean, you got to be fast and furious when you got to get away from the repo men.
Can we talk about
Those
how
vehicles were very heavy.
how super
Yeah.
fast they found him? But I guess, once she paid off his apartment, like they would have had no loyalties to him, and so there would have been no privacy, and so they must have told him like, oh, he went down to Norman Desmond's.
Or even Norma Desmond paid off his whatchamacallit.
No, because he would have kept the car.
No, I mean, like, whenever she paid off the apartment, that's probably how they got the information of where he
Yeah.
where he went to live.
You gotta love how there was like no privacy in the 1950s, because like everybody knew where he was living. Like everybody had his number, and everybody had her number.
They got to the phone numbers really easily.
Yes.
I noticed that. How are we just calling people?
Well, that's all we could do.
no, It's all willy-nilly.
Well, I'm saying we as if
it's
I was
also
there,
around
but,
the switchboard time.
Yes, shout out to the
Switchboard
switchboards.
Yeah, to get people sent on over to where they needed to be.
And from what
I
I've
was
read, if
like,
you
my
got
number
buddy
would
with a
totally be
switchboard girl,
unlisted.
she would hook you up with everybody.
Yeah, there's no stopping them from being like, oh, well, they changed their number,
Yeah.
or that person called from.
You had to befriend the switchboard girls because they knew everything and they had the power.
They could get you where they needed to get
Yeah.
you.
You could call
You
the
could be
White
patched
House.
through.
We saw that in a movie, remember? Remember, Osiris? It was during our science fiction double feature season. We saw, I don't remember if you were there that night, but we saw a movie in which somebody was like, call the White House, and they like patched him into the White House.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy business.
Yeah.
There's no
It was like-
privacy.
it was-
He
oh,
knew
it
the
was,
switchboard girls, and it took place in Washington, D.C., but he knew the
it's,
switchboard
Klaatu,
girls.
Klaatu.
Yes. And he was like, I
That's-
have something important to tell them in the White House. Patch me in. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, and they
All
were
right.
like, switched straight to the president's phone. I was like,
Now, if
what?
that's something you could
That's
actually do in
crazy.
the 1950s, I mean, that's a whole nother question. But I mean, it was easy enough in the movies. I mean, I believe it.
Or if you could do, they need to bring that. That's what they need to bring back. If you're gonna
Oh,
bring
because you
things
got a lot
back,
of stuff to say.
I got stuff to talk about.
Yes.
I got some stuff that I need to get patched through and talk direct.
I believe it.
Straight
Mhm.
to the top.
All right, so
Straight
let's talk about
bottom.
the end of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
because we've talked about
Too
everything
sad.
else. Yes. So we talked about how Norma Desmond called up, did like a prank call, but it wasn't a prank call. This was like a I'm threatening you call to Betty Schaefer. Like, oh, do you really know Joe? Because I know Joe, and I'm going to tell you all about Joe. And Joe is listening to all of this. So he picks up the phone. He's like, yeah, I live here, here, here. Come on down. Sunset Boulevard. And Norma was like, oh my God, Joe, do you hate me? Do you hate me, Joe? Do you hate me, Joe? And so Betty comes
melodrama
down.
with which you're delivering this is great.
Thank you. So Betty comes down, and Betty's like, what is this house? Are you living here? And he gives her the tour. Like, yes, I'm living here. I'm in essence a sugar baby, although we don't have that terminology in the year 1950. But I'm here. I got all my suits. I love this situation. I don't got to work. I am a kept man. and this, that, or the other. And she's like, what are you going to do for me? Like, you want us to get married? Like, go to Arizona for $2, get married. Artie's waiting for you. And you can finish the script on your way there. And so she goes on her way, and then he's with Norma Desmond. And Norma Desmond once again apologizes, but then he starts packing his shit up because he's like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm going to go back to, where did he say he was from? Ohio. He's going to be, I'm going to be a copywriter at the local newspaper, and I'm going to live my best life there. I don't have to take any of this shit because I'm not a fancy man, and they're not going to approve of the fancy shit in Ohio. Because, I mean, it's Ohio. Sorry to all the people that live in Ohio, but you know, you can write us
Sorry
at
to those people.
Sade@Sade.com.
Oh, now you still give it. Okay, I'm fine. I can handle them too.
Yes, you can handle them.
I ain't never been afraid of smoke. It's fine.
No, you've never been afraid of Ohio.
Never.
But anyway, shout out to the Ohioans that are listening right now. But anywho, this isn't fun, allegedly. But so anyway, so he wants to go back to Ohio. He does not need the gold-plated cigarette holder. He does not need the vicuna. He doesn't need all that shit. He just needs a shirt, a suit, not the fancy one, and his shoes, and he's on his way. And Norma Desmond is pretty much like, I bought a gun, and do you want me to see the gun? She shows him the gun. He walks out on her ass. He's like, I'm done with this shit. Like, I never should have been here in the first place. And as he's walking out the door, bang, and then bang, bang, and then he falls into the pool. Dead. I mean, we knew he was dead, but I mean, he was dead. Dead. And then Norma Desmond, because of the shock of everything, she just snaps and she feels like she's a movie star again. All of her delusions, all of her wishes and dreams. Wait, what'd you say, Sade?
There was just no more. She could not handle it.
No, she couldn't handle reality, so she's in her delusions that she's back. She's making not her comeback, her return. And instead of her thinking that she's about to get booked, because they found the gun. I don't think they had fingerprints in the 1950s, but I mean, you know, they knew it was her. It was her property. She's got the gun in her hands. It's right there on her dresser. It's hot. And she probably smells the gun residue on her hands. I don't even know if they were checking for that in the 1950s, but you know. But she's also a white woman in the 1950s, so they could probably get her off with a good lawyer. I mean, let's just be for real. You know, it's how the justice system works in the 1950s. But she is so delusional. She thinks that she's on the film set with Mr. DeMille, and in reality, they're filming her for the newsreel of the time for the news because.
Is she going to get locked up, right? I thought she was headed out to get booked.
What did Akon say? Locked up. They won't let her out.
She doesn't deserve it. Bless her heart.
Mm-mm.
How much do we want to say they're going to drop all the charges?
No.
Do you really think they sent her to jail?
They should put her on house arrest. She need a black box on her ankle.
There you go.
That's probably the worst that they did. They were like, well, she's a danger to society if she leaves her house.
But the way...
Just keep her in here.
The way it all happened was iconic. I mean, props to Max for, like, orchestrating it all. Like, the cameras on her, the spotlight on her, all of the photographers for the newspapers, etc., they freeze. She walks down those stairs without even looking down. So props to Gloria Swanson, the actual actor that did this. I read that they initially wanted her in heels, but she was like, no, I can't wear heels because she couldn't look down, right? She's supposed to maintain that psychotic gaze to the camera. And she gave us looks, Lewks. She served body. She gave us face. She gave us drama. She gave us intrigue. She gave us a psychotic break. She gave us all the things and a memorable catchphrase.
Great stars have great pride.
Well, no, I was about to say, all right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. But yes, that one too. I mean, she was giving us all the things that we wanted. It was good. What y'all think of how it ended?
It was sad. It was sad, but it was apropos. It was the only... It was a great ending, however sad, because it highlighted her crazy. It highlighted, the star setting, but also Ever the Star. It was exactly what it should have been. I didn't care that he was in the water. It was, he was dead, super dead, real dead, and that's cool. But
Can
that
I just say though,
isn't
you
what
didn't care that he was
mattered.
in the water? I thought it was beautifully shot because that type of
It was shot very
filming.
well. It was shot very well.
I mean, they
It
were
was.
doing new stuff to get that
It,
shot.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. It was shot very well. I'll give that. But I never cared about him through the movie, anyways. This was the Norma show, so I didn't. He was dead. All right, cool.
You were team Norma.
Absolutely. Like, I'm here for the crazy. Like, so he's dead. That's how the movie had to end. That's cool. That's how we got to her final scene. Like, that was the catalyst for the actual ending of her being great in that last scene. And I'm glad that she got that because, delusion is delusion. But if it counted to her that she got to be a star one last time, great. I love that for her. I'm glad she got it.
Yeah. Osiris, what about you? What'd you think of the ending?
I definitely do like the fact that it was replicated in so many other movies and TV shows. Like to see, that influential shot, in real time, um, at its core, so to speak. It was definitely uplifting to see him, kind of floating by. I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty cool to see what everyone was, not making fun of, but replicating. Replicating. I like that word. Yeah.
Yeah, they did good.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything that I missed, a tiny moment that any of you would like to chat about before we hand out some awards?
No.
All right. Well, let's do it. Before we scream lights out, let's hand out some camp superlatives. I mean, obviously, the diva.
Norma.
Of course.
The she ain't no diva. Joe.
Max.
Schaefer.
Oh, no, not
Ooh.
Schaefer.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
I am offended. Because I feel like she's the ingenue.
Yeah, she would definitely be the ingenue.
Yes.
I'll take it.
Feminist icon.
I'll give it to
Norma.
Betty.
Yes. Oh, Betty too. All right. The chaos agent.
Norma's delusions.
The
This
stunt
was
queen.
the Norma show. Norma.
Yes. The green-eyed monster.
Max.
Oh. The Joanne the
taste all
Scammer
the
Achievement
time.
Award.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh,
Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
The Pink of Perfection.
That monkey.
Oh, aw.
Ciao. I'm here for it. I stand by that.
Down-ass chick.
Max, of course.
Yes. Let's see. The best slap. When she slapped the fuck out of Joe.
I mean, yeah. But that wasn't. It didn't
Oh, it was
stick with me,
good.
but okay.
Yeah. Well, obviously. The kill of the night.
Joe.
Yes.
Or the monkey.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. He got a full burial.
Allegedly.
Yeah. The That's So Retro moment. What screamed 1950?
Woo,
That car.
out on them big old cars.
This is the car in general, the vehicles. The vehicles.
Yes. All right. Oh, and the phones.
I'm still stuck on the phone in the car.
Oh,
so
that too,
put it
yeah.
all together for me.
All right, well, let's gather around the campfire. It's time to toast some marshmallows. It's time to rate this film on a 1 to 10 marshmallow scale. Y'all know what to do with the marshmallows. Miss Sade, madam.
I am going to give 8 Vicuna marshmallows. Sprayed in like white diamonds because I feel like white diamonds wasn't out yet because Elizabeth wasn't alive. But something that smells like it's the precursor to that. They had to smell really good. And they had to be a very rich
bitch.
smelling Vicuna laid marshmallows. Matter of fact, like
with the leopard
8.7
print
of them. Because leopard print Vicuna had to be a thing. I absolutely am here for this movie. I liked it, and I did not like it in the beginning, but I am actually willing to rewatch this movie in a year or two. Not immediately. I need time to let it simmer, but I would rewatch it, probably more interested in the beginning, and because I know that I like it, I could likely dive into the cinematics and the details differently now because I actually like it. When I first started, it's like this is going to be long and drag because that narration, I do not like the narrators. But, now I'm sold and I'm like, okay, I like this one. If this is representation of film noir, I'm into it. Like, I can't say I don't like film noir because I like this film noir and I would like other ones like this. And also, whoever played Norma, I think I'm team her.
Shout out to Gloria Swanson.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She dead. She's got to be dead. She was 50 then, and that was 50 years
Well,
ago.
I mean, one would think.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Rest in peace, though.
Yeah.
Although, visit Sade.
Absolutely.
She'd love to have a chat with you.
I've been having so many dreams about so many dead people. Please don't wish that on me.
Oh, okay, well, I
I've been dreaming
apologize.
about all the dead people I've ever known. Have people's parents and things. I've been having some just dead people show
It's
up.
because you're getting rid of the tarot.
I think it is because I
Yeah.
don't do the things no more. They just be like, oh, you're not gonna come and summons us? That's cool. Go to sleep. Good luck. Jeez, this has been a lot. I've just been dreaming. Oh Lord.
Osiris, what about you? How will you rate this movie?
That's kind of tough. Because this movie, I could barely pay attention, but then when the things that did catch my attention, I was partly like, what's going on? I don't understand. And then I, pick up on everything. I don't know. I'll give this a 7. 7 car-shaped 1950s, 1940s car-shaped marshmallows. I really do want to say like my biggest hang up with this movie was the love interest between Joe and Betty. Like that was just it was enough for me to lower the rank on this movie because it felt so out of place. But beyond that, this movie had a weird flow to it. I liked the whodunit factor, because you start out with a dead body and you're just like, okay, like who's dead? Why are they dead? And unlike the previous movie where it was a whodunit, but they just didn't know what they were doing. I liked the flow of this one. It was bearable. compared to the
others.
to the other movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a good share of film noir and I can definitely respect this movie. Like this movie has a lot of respect for me for the cinematic influences that it's brought, the catchy phrases that it's brought. Yeah, man, compared to the other movie earlier, ooh, man. Oh man, 7.
I agree. Much better.
7 car-shaped marshmallows. One of them's going to be the monkey baby because we got to give a shout out to the monkey. Got to give a shout out to the monkey baby.
Norma would have it no other way.
I mean, I was definitely shocked
no other way
with that reveal because, all right,
no other way.
She had to pay her respect.
When that arm fell down, I was like, that is not a people. That is decidedly not a people. And then they pulled back that little face covering so slow. I was like, that there is an orangutan. That's a monkey. That's a primate.
The cackle I let out.
And then she's talking about it needs to be satin laced. The coffin, lined it in satin, red. And Joe talking about that's not, I don't think that's his color. I said, oh, we getting foolish. Okay.
I was definitely tuned in when Joe insulted the hell out of that casket.
The monkey.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Poppy.
Oh no, you're good. She didn't approve of the insultation of the situation.
Because it was her monkey baby.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. But I was here for it. I was here for the foolishness of it.
You gotta love them.
Yes.
That's her baby.
And I'm going to give this 9.5 marshmallows.
Oh, high
Shape.
praise.
Yes. No, it was good. I enjoyed it.
It
This is,
was.
in my opinion, is very rewatchable. Like I will be
Mm-hmm.
rewatching it. Maybe with Sade in a year.
In about a year, yeah.
We'll get a
little bit of
hummingbird
time.
cake and we'll rewatch it together.
I've listen. So my mom is a veteran, and they send her medicines in these little like boxes. All the old people know they send the boxes, and I have collected 2 boxes so that I can send you your stuff, which brings us one step closer to me baking and sending.
OMG.
Ooh.
I actually got the
Wait,
boxes,
wait,
so
are we saying it's 2 boxes full of stuff?
I don't know how I'm going to send or what I'm going to make.
Oh,
So
okay.
I got 2 just in case because they're different sizes. And I was like, depending on how this works, because I think Poppy has been messing with me about leg quarters for 5 years now. And so I'm feeling like he's gonna get cake and leg quarters. And so I'm trying to figure out. I'm navigating, but I do have the boxes in my possession so that I can see which box works best to get you some kind of a treat
Oh, there
box.
you go. Wait,
So we're working on steps.
now this is me being ignorant because I know you can send a cake in the mail and it comes out fine. You can send a leg quarter like fully cooked in the
Yeah,
mail and it comes out fine.
yeah.
If
Oh,
you
okay.
you can vacuum seal it.
I actually so the boxes her because the boxes that I have, the reason I collected them from her are they're for her insulin, so they're temperature controlled. They're like coolers. They're like little coolers that they mail for her. And so if I send it
Oh,
like
that's
overnight, if I
fascinating.
send it like a priority, you know what I mean, like freeze it and then put it in the cooler and then ship it, you should be temperature controlled because it's in a cooler. It's in what they send
Yeah.
insulin.
Oh, that's fascinating. All right, all right. That's a little too
I'm
much
working on a
information for the
plan.
listeners, but yeah, I'm here
No, it's
for it.
okay. She
Yeah,
cool. You know,
it's cool.
people
It
get
is cool. It
old, they
will
get
be
the sugar.
cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's all
All right,
good.
all right, all
But I
right.
definitely started working on a mental plan to get you what I have promised for years. So that is not saying when it's
No,
coming.
it's not saying when. No, but it's
That's just
saying
saying that we're a step
future
closer.
ish.
We are a step closer.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yes. All right.
Mhm.
So, okay. So where did I leave off with the rating?
9.7
Nine, no,
and
9.5, a nine and a half.
9.5, and we're gonna
Um,
watch it while we eat cake
yeah,
because
we're
it's
gonna watch while we eat
rewatchable.
cake. And wait, what am I shaping them? I had an idea for the shape that was different from what y'all said, but I feel like oh yes, 9.5 cigarette holder with the cigarette in it, shaped marshmallows.
Little blunts.
Yes,
We got blunt shaped marshmallows.
yes. Gloria Swanson was everything as Norma Desmond. I liked William Holden as Joe. He played him perfectly. I think the entire cast was really well done. I will co-sign the romance between Joe and Betty was not the most interesting aspect, although I did like Betty, period. I
Hmm.
fully understand why the 4 leads, or well, you know, the leads and the supporting people. But I understand why the 4 were nominated for Oscars because they all did a really great job. Just overall, a really good movie, incredibly iconic. I'm ashamed that I've never seen it before, but I'm glad that I was able to see it and share it with both of you.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yes. And on that note, it's time for everyone to report back to their cabins. Your bunk beds are waiting for you. Join us next time for a brand new installment of Summer Camp. Here's one of our campers on our PA system with a few announcements.
Thank you for the intro, and sorry for the microphone feedback. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PCR Summercamp. Follow Poppy Chula Radio on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Poppy Chula Radio. Do you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or concerns? Email us via contact@poppychularadio.com. Are you interested in joining the Poppy Chula Radio team as an on-air personality? Email talent@poppychularadio.com. Binge listen to your favorite Poppy Chula Radio programs by visiting poppychularadio.com/archives. Back to you, camp counselors. Oh, not again. Sorry for the feedback.
Thank you. My fellow camp counselors, please wish our campers and the listeners a good night, starting off with Osiris.
You need to control yourself.
Yes. Shout out to the substance. And Sade.
They took the idols and smashed them. The Fairbankses, the Gilberts, the Valentinos, and who we got now? Some nobodies. Good night, y'all.
You know it. You name them. Thanks
Name
for
'em.
yes, name them. Thanks for tuning in. Good night and lights out.